Ladies and gentlemen, this is...
It's summertime. Ladies looking hot, shaking up what they got. Elephant man and cat, come on.
This week on pay-per-view.
I'm sorry, did he say women looking hot?
I'm sorry.
Unacceptable.
I wanted to... I know, we haven't even heard that song in like 11 years, but it's like my favorite Summerslam song. It's so absurd that they managed to sync it to wrestling stuff, and it was good. Anyway.
We had quite the argument about that song a long time ago on this show.
Did we?
I remember it very... well, not very well,
yeah,
but I remember it well.
All right.
So this is a quick card to go through. It's what, like 4 or 5 matches?
Oh, no. This card has an absurd amount of matches. We've got, are you ready for it? 13 matches tomorrow night. Not tomorrow night. What is this? RBR circa 2012? Nope, it's...
Sunday.
This Sunday.
Sunday.
We have an astounding 13 matches. Starting with the 3 matches on the pre-show, we will see for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship, Cedric Alexander will defend against Drew Gulak.
I'll tell you, I just checked for comparison. WrestleMania had 14. SummerSlam has 13.
Yep.
There's
one
still time to
less
add
than
another one.
your longest crazy show of the year with the 3-hour pre-show and all that shit.
But I always feel like SummerSlam is like summer WrestleMania, so this is the one time I won't bitch about it. Like, I feel like they want this to be almost as big, so I'm cool with it.
You know my only issue with this, Max? It's the fact that I don't feel like anybody's really... How do I put this? If all the shows weren't joint branded shows, like, I wouldn't have a problem with this. But like, as I look at this, I'm like, there's nobody on this card I would leave off of next month's pay-per-view. So on any regular occasion, you could have this many matches, and I think that's a problem. Because if you cut this in half, a 7 or 8 match card is fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, I did want to note real quick, how weird is it that, like, Asuka's not on this show?
She's done.
It's weird.
I think it's
they're
weird
women's
in
cycle.
the context of, like, she won the Women's Royal Rumble and she's not even on SummerSlam.
Yeah, that's
worst. Bad.
Wrestling moves very fast. Like,
but it really,
Bobby
which I
Lashley
think is fine.
beat
I'm
Roman
fine
Reigns
with it.
at last
I don't
month's
think she should
pay-per-view.
be. I just think it's
now
worth pointing out, and it's interesting.
Yep, Bobby
Is
did.
Bobby Lashley on this show?
No, Bobby's
even?
not on this card. I mean, there's going to be.
Beat
He will
Roman Reigns clean last month. Not on this show.
He will be
Roman
on the
Reigns,
show because
main events.
Elias is having like the concert thing and
the Gramercy.
Yeah, and you know.
Yeah, but he's also doing a thing on
SummerSlam.
This show.
Yeah, and you know Bobby Lashley's going to interrupt that. Anyway.
Oh, I haven't seen him do that before. Every week on Raw for the last month.
Also on the pre-show.
Stolen Valor Lashley.
On the pre-show, we will see Rusev and Lana take on Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega.
I don't know if I'm excited about this or not. I'm really sick of the Lana versus...
Mm-hmm.
I think this match will
versus Andrade.
I bet it surprises. I think it'll actually...
I'm excited for it.
Deliver.
I don't know why. I mean, I should be like totally down on it, but I enjoy their matches.
And you're at least surprised in the sense of like, oh, they're already wrestling? It's only noon.
I think, I don't know. I feel like all of the matches that should be on the pre-show, like it's kind of sad that the Cruiserweight title is basically a pre-show staple at this point. But honestly, I think I'm pretty happy with the stuff that's actually made the card. But yeah, so also on the pre-show for the Raw Tag Team titles, the B Team will defend the titles against the Revival. I think
this is not something I'm excited for.
I do think the Revival wins the tag titles here. WWE has changed the tag titles on the pre-show before.
That's silly.
I don't think they do, and I think they absolutely should.
I don't see why they don't, because they had
do it on Raw.
Because they had them
People
one
will see
on
it.
Raw, and they had them one on Raw this past week, and then the B Team stole the victory. I think this time the Revival.
That's how they've won all their matches.
Right, but I think this is it for them. I think the Revival takes the belts, and
it's fair for them to lose the belts. I just feel like to the Revival on a pre-show is like Not that like they deserve better than that. It's just more like just do it on Raw then, so it'll like, I can watch it.
I guess WWE, to me, they're not above changing the tag titles on the pre-show. The Bar lost the tag titles on a pre-show.
Remember the Bar guys? They used to be a tag team. It was Sheamus and Cesaro.
Smackdown last week.
What? I didn't watch last week. I was on vacation.
They lost to the New Day.
They weren't this week.
I know, but they were on SmackDown last week.
They had a very good match.
They had a very good match against the New Day. It was the main event of the show.
Oh, I have it on my DVR. I will watch it. I like Sheamus and Cesaro.
And now that we get to the main card, we will see Finn Balor take on Baron Corbin.
Constable Baron Corbin.
I need you to
respect the
to think about something. Remember when like it was a big show staple, and not the big show, but like on these big shows like SummerSlam, WrestleMania, all of those, that like Finn Balor would transform into the Demon.
When you say all of those, you mean one.
He did SummerSlam last year.
And wasn't SummerSlam also when he did? Isn't he only done it at SummerSlam twice, and that's the only times he's done it on the main roster?
No, he also did
once
it
against.
No, he did No Mercy.
Seth and once against Bray.
He was also not No Mercy. TLC last year as well.
Also with Bray.
Yes.
Like he's never done it at Mania yet.
Yeah. Well,
I wouldn't waste it on.
I wouldn't waste it on Corbin either. But like, I also
remember how he does the theme ones, like the chainsaw one or whatever. What if he paints himself as a constable, like a little blue hat and everything?
So like, this is, I don't know. This feels like a waste of my time. But whatever, it's happening.
I don't even know what the goal is here. Like, what is?
Like, it doesn't really.
What is this?
It doesn't feel like Finn is like fighting off the Authority or anything.
No.
It feels like Finn is just mildly annoyed with Baron Corbin to the extent where he's like, yeah, I guess I'll fucking wrestle you because I can't get booked any other way.
Also, for the Money in the Bank contract, Braun Strowman will defend the Money in the Bank briefcase against Kevin Owens.
With the weird whole stipulation of like, if you lose by any means whatsoever, Owens gets the briefcase.
Yes.
So I assume Owens gets the briefcase.
I could see that.
Because it seems weird to otherwise take the time to make that rule.
Now,
I could see him not. He just looks like such a geek.
The Money in the Bank briefcase, by the way, having only been defended, I can only think of 3 other times it's been defended before.
Kennedy lost it to Edge.
Uh-huh.
There was Cody versus Sandow.
Oh, okay. 4 times it's been defended then. I was thinking...
that was all I got.
Edge and Matt Hardy in the ladder match. They had a one-on-one ladder match for Edge's briefcase.
Wasn't there like RVD versus Shelton?
Oh, that was title for briefcase. You're right. There's another one.
Yeah.
And then,
Will, you forgot a lot.
And then the most famous one is Cena versus Dolph Ziggler.
That's the one.
No, Cena Ziggler for the briefcase.
Oh, yeah, he cashed in on Punk.
Yeah, it was Cena and Ziggler where AJ pushed the ladder over to cost Cena the match.
You say that's the most famous one, but I don't think that's true.
That was the main event to TLC that year.
Yeah, but I don't think it was famous.
I'm just saying
I forgot about it.
That's the most noteworthy one in that
it's so noteworthy. It was the last one, and none of us thought of it.
It was the main event of a pay-per-view.
So what?
Anyway,
a lot of things in the main event are forgettable. Like every time Roman Reigns wrestles.
Yes. Anyway, yeah, I think Owens wins it somehow. I wouldn't be surprised if Owens actually walks out of the entire night as champion.
Wouldn't that be nice?
I don't know. I mean, they're already locally advertising Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens for Hell in a Cell. So
I would be surprised. Oh, wow.
Hey,
Roman Reigns
remember
in the main
when
event?
Kevin Owens got thrown off the cell a month ago?
It's pretty crazy that, Roman Reigns keeps getting all these opportunities, but the big brass at WWE hates him.
Yeah, they just want to hold the big dog down.
They want to keep him on the leash.
Mm-hmm.
They want to make him pee on the carpet and then rub his nose in it and smack him on his little bottom.
They want to euthanize the big dog.
Also...
Yeah, they want to take the big dog and drown him in a pool, Michael Vick style.
For the Raw Women's Championship...
And then Triple H will fuck her.
Alexa Alexa Bliss will defend the Raw Women's title against Ronda Rousey.
I'm so excited for this.
Oh, would you guys? This is a crazy idea. This is crazy. So use your imagination. Can you imagine if like Ronda goes for an armbar and then like it looks like she breaks Alexa's arm, but then we find out Alexa really just flexible in the elbows.
They are absolutely going to milk. They should absolutely milk it for mainstream coverage, though, and make it look like Ronda broke her arm. I know that it's shit that we've all seen a million times, but yeah, if you're going to fucking do it, you've got to do it with Ronda. You have to.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
That would be very cool.
Also, I think Alexa wins.
Is Ronda going to be around?
I could see that.
Yeah,
only...
I think she will be around, but I think they just drag it out longer.
Well, because I feel like Ronda Rousey winning the title has to be a main event thing, and I could see that being the main event of Evolution.
Yep.
Also, there's no way they're turning Natalya now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're not.
Now she's going to be Chavo Guerrero.
I don't know, but they turned Chavo right after Eddie died. They turned Chavo in the summer of 2006.
Oh, God. What if they make it so that, like, Natalya's like, but what about your dad, Jim Neidhart, who I loved? And it's like the reverse Eddie Guerrero, but Ronda is Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
And then Natty's mom shows up.
None of this happens. For the WWE Intercontinental Championship, Dolph Ziggler, with Drew McIntyre in his corner, will defend the title against Seth Rollins with the returning Dean Ambrose.
So Seth and Dean have to win because they're back together.
I think Seth and Dean win. I think if you do the Dean turn, he'd be smarter to do it on a Seth that has the belt.
I think it'd be smarter to do it by not doing it.
Yeah, I would
keep him face, and then maybe find a third person for them to feud with, so that they need to find themselves a third partner as well. Darner.
Kurt Angle with the Shield gear on.
Jason Jordan's back,
Shield
everyone.
Heel Kurt Angle. Was that Will? You were the one that posted that Kurt Angle figure the other day.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is my favorite tweet, like of the last while.
Shit. Yeah, that goes hand in hand with the Walmart story from earlier. I was just there, and I was like, oh, shit. This Kurt... Oh, my God, look at this fucking figure. He has the complete lifeless eyes. Like, he looks like Kurt Angle. Anyway, So if that already sounds like a really complete card to you, that's just the Raw half. Because on the SmackDown side of things...
we haven't even covered the actual main event yet. Are you saying I
was going for the main event. Yeah, okay. So...
The main event's going to be Brock and Roman,
yes,
by the way.
I know. That's why I haven't gone there yet. And then
it shouldn't be, but it will be.
On the SmackDown side of things, we will see for the WWE United States Championship, Shinsuke Nakamura defending the United States title against Jeff Hardy.
I feel like Shinsuke doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I don't know if I care about this or not.
I don't I'm not like rooting for Jeff Hardy, but when you're like champion Shinsuke, I'm like, oh right, he is. Why can't they just hurry up and get that belt on Randy?
I don't even know if they're gonna. I don't think Randy's after the U.S. belt after this.
Even though, I mean,
I think Shinsuke just wins and he moves on to I don't even know who he moves on to.
Yeah, I feel like SummerSlam has to kind of... The good thing that SummerSlam can potentially be, looking at this whole card, is a bit of a reset button. That, like, Finn Balor and Corbin has to reset. Like, if the Universal title's probably going to reset. Like, there's so many things that could reset after this show that, I don't know, we could possibly see some new feuds. Also,
wouldn't that be exciting? I bet that doesn't happen.
WWE SmackDown Women's Championship, in a triple threat match, Carmella will defend the women's title against Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair.
I think we can talk about that a little bit. That I think Carmella's going to keep it.
I think Carmella keeps it too.
I think Charlotte's going to win because we've talked about it a million times.
They're in love with her.
Yeah,
and they need her to win the title 85 more times.
I still think that the money is in the one-on-one Carmella and Becky Lynch match, and I think they're holding off on that for whatever reason.
Till Evolution.
See, no, there's no way
get that out of the way before
view her
Evolution.
as a bigger star than Charlotte.
I don't think they view her as a
Charlotte
bigger
Becky match.
I don't think they view her as a bigger star than Charlotte. I just think Becky gets it and then feuds with Charlotte after
Becky loses it to Charlotte at the women's pay-per-view.
Yeah, I think that Becky wins.
I think Charlotte wins here, and then
I think Charlotte wins here, trades it back and forth with Carmella and a few other people, and then eventually we get Charlotte and Becky at Mania.
Also,
I don't even think that happens.
I
think
2
months from now, they've traded a few more times.
I think
Charlotte goes heel here, and I think she cheats to win and beats Becky.
I think Charlotte and Becky happens at Evolution, and I think in the meantime, Carmella just hangs on to it because of their miscommunications and misfires.
What the hell does she do at Evolution?
Not booked.
Smackdown Women's Battle Royal.
Yeah, so I think Charlotte wins, and I think Carmella is just like off the rotation.
I guess we see. I don't think they're done with her just yet. Not here.
They've still got Asuka on the back burner.
Also from the SmackDown side,
Eric, that burner hasn't been lit for a while.
For the SmackDown Tag Team titles, the Bludgeon Brothers will defend the tag titles against the New Day.
Just put it back on the New Day.
Bludgeon
Brothers are a fucking joke.
I think that's what happens.
I honestly forget that the Bludgeon Brothers have the belts.
Yeah, because there's this whole like tournament to become number one contender, and you're like, wow, what a bunch of great teams, insanity. And then you're like, oh right, the champs are Bludgeon Brothers. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I also don't think this match will deliver that much because I have a feeling it'll be one of those cut for time matches. But I do see the New Day becoming 5-time tag champs here.
5?
They already were 5 times.
They're 4 times. It's in their entrance every week.
But they need to get 5 so Big E can start doing the 5.
Also to piss off Booker T.
Yes.
What the hell? Me and my brother were the best tag team.
In match that's been 8 years in the making, Daniel Bryan and The Miz finally go one-on-one at SummerSlam.
Very excited for this. Can't wait to see The Miz win.
Any outcome is functional here because I don't think the match.
Yeah,
I don't think the feud.
You think Maurice could come back?
I don't think the feud ends here, so it could be either one.
I honestly wouldn't mind and I know this is gonna sound batshit crazy. The Miz pins Bryan clean.
Ooh, that's nice.
I think hear me out. The juice is in the Miz pinning Bryan clean. And I think you can tell a story here and that Bryan hadn't wrestled for years. And the Miz got so deep inside of Daniel Bryan's head. And Bryan came back and everyone was taking pot shots at him and everybody got inside his head and he was fighting everybody. But somewhere along the way, kind of a little bit slipped up when it came to wrestling. And the Miz can bag on him week in and week out and talk about how he is a better entertainer and a better pure wrestler than Daniel Bryan.
I love it so much.
I think this first outing, I
really want the Miz to win the first outing. The feud needs to go to Bryan, I think. But
I
want Miz to.
I honestly feel like this is a match. Like looking at any, I've always said that Hell in a Cell should never be the type of pay-per-view or the type of match that you just throw anything into. Like that should really be reserved for like blood feuds that need to finally be locked inside of this structure. I feel like Miz and Bryan is that kind of match that you could put inside the cell at the next pay-per-view.
That's why they'll be having a submissions match at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view.
But in a Hell in a Cell. They'll never touch the walls.
And then for the WWE Championship, Aj Styles, the WWE Champion, the 10-month reigning WWE Champion, defends the title against Samoa Joe.
Joe is so good these days with his promos, his whole little letters and all that. But keep the belt on AJ.
I think you put the belt on Joe, and I think you have to.
I don't think you have to. I think you can do either thing here.
I think if you don't, he's failed so many times at the major belts. But also, the way things have shaken out for Joe's main roster, where he gets hurt all the time, put the belt on him right now, and just hope he doesn't get hurt.
But also, he's fat.
Whoa. What are you, Dave Meltzer?
Whoa.
And I love that about him.
I mean, you'll never be able to say at this point.
Mojo is a fierce queen.
You know, AJ has had a really long title run at this point.
10 months, some would say.
10 months is almost unheard of. Other than, and like Brock doesn't really count because, like, I think I counted Kevin Owens in the 6 months he had the title had more title defenses than Brock Lesnar has had in the year and a half he's been champion. So there's a stat you can stick up your
what? Your what, Will? Stick up your what, Will?
And finally, for
Nookie, come on.
For the WWE Universal Championship, Brock Lesnar.
8 years in the making.
Brock Lesnar defends the Universal title against, stop me if you've heard this one before, Roman Reigns.
Stop.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Eric, you can't be fucking serious.
What do you mean?
This
match is going to be great.
No, it's not. It's never been great.
You're a goof.
You saw it at the Greatest Royal Rumble. It was horrible. You saw it at WrestleMania.
He speared him through a wall.
But back to the topic of like fake dirt sheet Twitter accounts. My favorite was the one that was like, there's 2 plans for the match on Sunday, and one is for them to have a longer match, and the other plan is for them to have a shorter match.
So I don't know if you've seen the follow-up since then, actually, but there's actually 2 new plans. One is for them to have like Roman win and become the new champion. The other is to have Brock win and stay champion.
But what about
But rumors are that there may also be a third option with a Money in the Bank cash-in.
Also, there was a talk that it might not be a short match or a long match, but more of a middle of the ground, like 10-minute match.
I will say, in all seriousness, if this goes down without a Money in the Bank cash-in, like, my worry, when I tweeted the moment Roman Reigns won the Money in the Bank, won the number 1 contendership, I had this worry that Braun loses via DQ to Kevin Owens, and then as a result destroys Kevin Owens, so that there's no Money in the Bank at play for the rest of the night. And then Roman and Brock just goes down clean.
Yeah,
Roman
like
wins.
Flip over his ambulance or some shit.
This is going to be a massive disaster.
I think it will be a disaster, and I think that fans will pretty much be the only thing I think that's going to keep fans in their seats for this match is the anticipation of the idea that somebody could cash in.
Or that Brock could stay champion.
I think
for an unprecedented amount of time. Or that he'll finally be beat. No matter what happens, it's going to be great.
No.
And I just want to remind you guys, if you're a new subscriber to the WWE Network, you can get this show for free and also NXT TakeOver for free. You should order now, WWENetwork.com/shop/free trial. Promo code RBR.
Let's talk about the NXT TakeOver Brooklyn card. There's 5 matches.
We're going to do that?
There's 5 matches on the card. Why not?
Okay.
We will see for the NXT Women's Championship, Shayna Baszler will defend the title against Kairi Sane.
Whatever. I like. You know what the best thing about Shayna Baszler is? The thing where she does with her hands, where she makes a spade. That's pretty cool.
Also, Velveteen Dream goes 1-on-1 with EC3.
Did this not happen at a previous takeover already? What's this feud all about? What is happening here?
Well, first of all, EC3 threw Velveteen into a pool. And you should have seen the look on his face.
Oh, I bet. Aren't like half of EC3's videos that he's like ever done in Impact Wrestling him like standing in a pool?
Probably.
Like, he did that all the fucking time. Why is him getting thrown into a pool a thing he would care about?
No, EC3 threw Velveteen into a pool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's dangerous. He might not know how to swim.
Also, for the NXT Tag Team titles, the Undisputed Era will defend the tag titles against Tyler Bate and Trent Seven.
I am not a big Trent Seven guy, but I gotta say, like, the Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly tag team is one of my favorite acts in wrestling.
I think their matches are going to end up
so good.
It's amazing how much I was worried with Bobby Fish going out how that was going to affect Red Dragon, but Roderick has filled in so well that these two are just chemistry.
They're better than Red Dragon.
Yeah, I agree.
Because Bobby Fish isn't very good.
Hey, he's got a good mustache.
People get so
he
mad
has a better
about
mustache than Mustache Mountain.
Trent Seven.
the last time these guys had a match, it was fucking great. So,
for the NXT North American Championship, Adam Cole defend the title against Ricochet.
That'll be
amazing.
And I'm not even a big Adam Cole is good guy, but him and Ricochet is gonna be fucking good. And Adam Cole is so over in NXT that he could have a match of the broom and the crowd would still be losing their shit every second for it. And at the end of the day, that's what counts.
And finally, and stop me if you've heard this one before, but Tommaso Ciampa will take on Johnny Gargano.
Stop.
Kill me.
Well,
Johnny Gargano's my favorite guy there, and I can't fucking care at
this
point.
But Tommaso Ciampa, the new NXT champion, will be defending the title in a last man standing match.
The difference between this and Brock and Roman is at least this will be good.
Yeah, but it's taken place at...
They've taken this too far and done too much twice already, though.
He's lost his job, gotten his job back, gotten his redemption, gotten beat up, beat the other guy up. What else is there to do? Put his fucking wife on a forklift for the match?
And it was the main event of the last two takeovers already.
Fucking A. And then Johnny Gargano on Twitter was all this is my third NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, and I'm being told I'm the first person to do that, and here's me taking a look back. And it's being at 3 TakeOver Brooklyns isn't necessarily a good thing, because it means you're still in NXT.
Promoted, yeah.
But,
yeah, that said, though, good.
But look at the main event of last year's TakeOver.
He could be tagging with the Ascension, taking on...
let's look at
Mojo and somebody else.
Let's look at the marquee matches from the last few takeovers and see how those people have fared on the main roster. So last year,
Kevin Owens and Finn Balor. Oof.
So last year was Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Roode for the NXT title.
That was NXT was already dead at that point.
And also for the women's title, it was Asuka versus Ember Moon.
Asuka did okay for
that was a really good match.
Yeah.
They haven't completely ruined Ember yet.
Not yet. And the year before that was...
Also, looking at that show, Johnny's one of 2 people or whatever still in NXT. Him and Aleister Black. Because then Andrade and Zelina got called up, Sanity, Authors of Pain, Hideo, Asuka, Ember Moon, Drew McIntyre, and Bobby Roode. Just in a year.
Last year, or the year before that, by the way, the main event was Shinsuke Nakamura and Samoa Joe.
Hell yeah.
And for the women's title, it was Asuka and Bayley.
Hell yeah. Oh my god, and the DIY Revival feud was going on? That was the best tag feud that NXT has ever had. Also, Bobby Roode was still there then also. Mm-hmm. Bobby Roode was in NXT both way too long and not long enough at the same time.
I think my favorite thing is that when Eric Brady makes a outlandish statement, but it's not too outlandish, everyone's quiet is he right?
Wait, you think there's a better tag feud in NXT?
No, that's why it was just completely silent, because everyone was hang on.
This wasn't the best match of that feud. It was the match, the best match was when DIY finally won. I don't know which show that was.
It's one thing for you to say Jinder Mahal's the best WWE champion. Everyone can easily say, no, that's the fucking worst take ever. But when you say something the Revival and DIY was actually the best, everyone's going to be wait a minute, what about American Alpha? No, he's right.
American Alpha didn't ever have a good feud. People just liked them because Chad Gable was a goof. But there was never anything big with them going on. And the NXT titles had plenty of feuds, but the tag titles have really only had Revival DIY and then DIY Authors of Pain. DIY is the only good tag team there.
Anyway. I bet TakeOver is good.
It probably
especially
is.
That one match. Especially
that
Cole
is a safe bet to make every time they have an event.
Except now it's no longer a safe bet to say at the women's matches there will be the highlight. Because you used to always be oh, the main roster women could learn a thing or two from them. And now it's like, you got Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss. And then here you've got Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane. It's like, that might not be as good.
I bet it's still good.